button. I think we're live now. I apologize. We're late. I'm sorry, people. I'm starving. I haven't eaten yet. We're working on things. I just want to let everyone know that GunTube shirts are here. So I got the GunTube shirts. I'm working on sending those out for the Indiegogo. All right. So welcome all to Hit or Miss. I'm your host, Night Strike, and tonight we're going to talk about a shit ton of things. But first we need to introduce our panelists, and our panelists for this evening are, the one, the only, the headpin himself, Kingpin, David Bolin. What's going on?
Not too much, brother. Thanks for having me, man.
Hey, no problem. Next up, we've got the transplant from England. We've got a bloke's 2 cents.
Thanks for the invite, man. I appreciate it. I'm gonna be.
And I know you're American now, but you're still transplant.
And just an FYI, I am tallying up everybody's donations, and I'm doing the drawing tomorrow. So I'm going to be on the quiet side, but I'm here to take part. And if you guys want to meet Mr. Kingpin, you're more than welcome to on gunconnections.net.
Hey, now he already called dibs on me earlier, so I don't know what you're.
Right. Okay. That's enough of that. and then we've got my unofficial co-host, since Smeggy isn't here and is busy doing stuff in California. We've got Travis P11. What's going on, Travis?
Hey, man, I'm doing all right. How you doing? You good?
I'm busy working on things, getting things done.
Okay, let me get a couple shameless plugs out there, guys. Check out my channel, Travis P11, over there on YouTube, where we keep things 100% Poco Ghibli. And then also, if you join me over on Patreon, if you become a sponsor, you can join the Travi Army. There's Green Army men in here, and everybody that's a sponsor that contributes to the channel gets their name on a Green Army man, and I'm going to do a drawing every month. And if you win, you go back in the box. If you don't, you stay in the box. And I'm going to be sending a little box full of goodies every month. So I've got a lot of fun stuff lined up. So that's patreon.com/TravisP11. Got to get that out there because I'm trying to promote it right now. But otherwise, lots of good content on the channel, man. Make sure you check it out.
All right. So what first topic do we want to talk about tonight? Well, I don't know. We got a couple topics to talk about. Where was my notes? Okay, I want to talk about this one first. Okay, we know given big tech's particular political bent and preferences, deplatforming has become the weapon of choice for these companies and social media sites to use against firearm manufacturers and two-way supporting organizations and users. If a platform's account holders express opinions the Silicon Valley sultans find objectionable for political or aesthetic reasons, they have no problem suspending or outright banning those users, organizations, or companies for allegedly violating their opaque policies or community standards in some cases. One such instance is Ghost Tactical's favorite platform, Reddit. And, last year they fixed a number of firearms-related subreddits that dealt with guns, including one that alerted readers to good deals on firearms, ammunition, and gear. Because, No. Whenever these situations arise, the comments here and other places are filled with calls for gun-friendly alternatives to the dominant left-leaning anti-gun social media platforms. At this past weekend's Gun Right Policy Conference in Phoenix, I did not get a chance to meet him personally, but Declan McCullum is the co-founder and CEO of the new discussion platform called Talking, and it's a pro-gun Reddit for gun people. And I just wanted to go over this because I'm reading the article, but I was there for the presentation and I signed up right away. And he saw me because apparently he got one of my business cards. I did hand him a business card. I didn't talk to him much, hardly at all, but I did hand him out a business card. And I'm already in to signed up and ready to go with Talking. It's a new social media platform based on Reddit, but for gun people. And I just figured we'd talk about it for a little bit, go over it. I mean, if you guys want to see it, we can, play around with it a little bit. I will post a link in a second for it because I'm trying to find the link for it. Damn it. It's all Travis's fault. Travis, you're muted. Unmute yourself, Travis.
All right. No, I'm sorry about that, man. Yeah, I know. I was getting beeps on my phone and stuff, and I didn't want that to interrupt you. So, all right, man.
So,
you gonna show it or what?
But, yes. Hold on. Well, I'm not logged in right now, but I am going to show it because it's right. Pretty nice. It's very Spartan. It looked a little better last week, but I think they changed the view of it. But here, let me screen share this crap. Chrome tab talking. There we go. That's what it looks like. Can you see it? There we go. See, it's like Reddit, where you click on it, it brings up a link. In some instances, there, with subreddits and whatnot, there's in subreddits you have, they're basically forums for, and people post topics and whatnot. And right now, they're just doing a bunch of links to websites and whatnot. I'm hoping they do the whole subreddit thing. But, yeah. I mean, it's promising. So, that's what it looks like. I mean, it's very Spartan. I get that, but they're starting off. If anybody wants to go and try and register and play around with it, I will post it out there on the YouTube chat for everybody, so everybody can play around with it. Now, I'm supporting it because I saw it at the Gun Rights Policy Conference, and I thought it was one of the few things that were actually a good idea. I mean, yes, we're using YouTube still, even though YouTube hates guns, but the problem is, unfortunately, YouTube has a monopoly on all the viewers on the internet because everybody uses YouTube. And until we get enough of the market to where YouTube doesn't have, the whole pie, they've only got a piece of the pie, then we won't have to use YouTube anymore. But until then, we have to use what we can to get people interested and get people using this. So again, there's the link out there if you want to check it out. Yeah, what are your thoughts, Travis?
Deplatforming is a fantastic way to get somebody to shut up that you don't like. I mean, and I'm not for it at all. I think it's a terrible thing, and it's one of those times where you kind of wish we had some regulations on it helping that person out. I mean, other than trying to fight stuff with the lawyer, what else is a person supposed to do if you don't have the money for it or the resources? And you can't get yourself hosted anywhere. Then it's up to you to find your own way to host yourself online and still make yourself show up in Google searches and things like that. It's basically cutting your voice off from the world is what it does, which totally, goes against what these communities and what these websites and all these the whole, internet industry is supposed to be about, which is about bringing people together and bringing you the world and keeping you connected. And here they want to shut you up. They want to quiet up your voice. Well, I mean, they must forget that people just don't have to listen to you if they don't like you. Instead, they want to totally banish you, get rid of you,
And what these social media platforms fail to realize is that if they start excluding a group of people, it doesn't matter how big or how small the group of people is. They've not done this. They've done this to not just one group of people. They've done this to several different types of group of people. I mean, they did it to all the weed and marijuana users that are in legal states. They've done it to other interests. They've done it to the gun guys. At what point do people say, well, screw this, we'll go make our own platform? And remember, we live in the United States of America where, guess what? If you have a monopoly on a platform or whatnot, that all that means is you haven't pissed off enough people yet for someone to go along and make their own platform to rival you. And in this instance, I'm happy that someone is going after Reddit now, because Reddit's got a lot of people that say, "Oh, we're pro-gun," but they don't want to talk about the politics. They don't want to talk about new stuff coming out. They don't want to talk about accessories. They just want to post pretty pictures. And I'm sorry, but a pretty picture can be an airsoft gun and not a real firearm. So it's either you're pro-gun or you're not. And those people that only want gun porn, they're not pro-gun.
Yeah, it's like they want the face value of it. They don't want to go any deeper than just how it looks on the outside. Oh yeah, we're pro 2A, we're pro firearm, and then you try to get into the community, and they want to banish you basically.
Yeah. So.
But again, we've got other places we can go. We've got things like gunchannels.com. We've got GunTube.org. We've got places where we can go for our own voices, GunStream or YouTube, stuff like that. So I mean, it kind of unfortunately limits your reach a little bit when big tech like Google, doesn't let you come up in searches when people are looking for a relevant topic, because they don't want you there. But I don't know, man. It's just not a good thing.
All right. So that's our first topic. I wanted to go over that because I saw that, and I gave him a business card. I did not get a chance to talk to him. I would have liked to have him on Hit or Miss or done a one-on-one interview and post that on GunTube. But again, that's how things go. But it's nice to see that GunTube made a presence at Gun Rights Policy. Other tech companies that are pro-gun are making an appearance at the Gun Rights Policy. It was good to see that GunTube wasn't the only one there. So I'm happy that we've got an alternative to Reddit. Ghost can finally register on there and actually promote himself and not get in trouble for it. It's a win-win. So, Travis, you said you had a topic you wanted to talk about, so why don't you talk about that topic? And
I got a couple.
You go over one of them. I gotta go. I'll be right back. I gotta take care of something. So I'm gonna hand the microphone to you, and you run with it, dude.
All right, man. Thank you. Hey, Bloke, feel free to chime in anytime on this one, man. So this was kind of an interesting. I'm gonna go ahead and do a little screen share for you real quick, and let's see, share, manage, view full screen. Let's see, share YouTube video. Hey, Nice Strike. He might have already taken off.
Yeah.
Anyway, I can talk about this. I guess I was trying to figure out how to bring up a. Can I bring up a screen share on this one or not?
Yeah,
do you know, Bloke?
Yeah, you can.
Where's that at?
Let me see here.
There's view full screen, which is not what I want to do. All right, so I'll just talk about what happened here. It's pretty simple. There's actually a video that's over on Active Self Protection.
Bottom left. It's the monitor on the bottom left hand corner.
Ah, there you go. Share your screen. Okay. Like I said, I don't have a lot of experience other than just hosting and stuff. So, all right, cool. Well, we'll go ahead and just share the whole screen. Okay. So there's a ammoland.com has an article. It's a good reason why everybody should have an AR-15. And they featured a story that came out of Omaha, Nebraska. Now, I mean, Omaha, Nebraska and Nebraska in general, there's bad people and good people and there's crimes and stuff. What's crazy about this is every little bit of news that we have in Nebraska, even the little minor things, makes it on our TV news, our local news. They're very supportive of local this and local that. And I don't seem to pick up on a liberal agenda in, say, the news that's on TV in Nebraska. Now, that's just my opinion, okay? And I just don't seem to notice that. Anyway, here's a story. There's a robbery stopped with an AR-15. I got the volume muted on this. I'm just going to go ahead and hit play. And there's a guy just minding his own business. His buddy's over there at his place. They're just kind of chilling, right? He's got the basketball hoop hanging up on the door. He heard a knock on the door, and he looked out of his peephole, and there was a guy standing there with his hood up that he didn't recognize, and there was a guy behind him with a mask on. And so he slowly locks his door, and he walks away. And this video was on Active Self Protection, and it's from Omaha, Nebraska. I mean, usually stuff like this would have made it on the nightly news. And this is a great reason why everybody needs an AR-15. So, there's kind of some quiet time. Maybe the guys knock on the door a second time. They don't hear anybody. They're assuming there's nobody home, right? And this can happen anywhere, right? Okay, so, this is kind of quiet. People disappear for a few seconds. Hey, Below, can you see this okay?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, so the guy comes back. Guy dude kicks the door and whoops an AR out. Pulls it right on the guy. Dudes just take off, man. They're gone, right? He didn't have to pull the trigger, and, he could have. I mean, he didn't know what that guy had in his hand, right? I mean, that guy could have had a gun or a knife in his hand. Boom. Second he sees that barrel in his face, he's gone, man. And in the words of Act of Self-Protection, nobody had to take the room temperature challenge. Nobody got ventilated, right? Now, what's stupid is his buddy runs down the hall like, oh, make sure he's gone. That's pretty stupid because they could come back and just smoke him, right? That's something you shouldn't do. But anyway, great reason why everybody should have a firearm to defend their home. This is it right here. Something simple. Some dude just minding his business, no big deal. And then just wham, man. They just kick the door right in. I mean, I know that maybe this happens more often in some places than say Omaha, but so that's pretty convincing reason right there. That's the kind of tool that I think everybody should have around their home. But look, what do you think about that, man? What's your thoughts on it?
Listen, I've been teaching my wife on utilizing the AR in our household, and that's the first gun to go-to gun if somebody breaks in, because it's set up with a flashlight and it's big and it's ugly. Well, I don't think it's ugly; it's beautiful. But somebody looking at it is going to think it's big and ugly. And for a 5'6" woman, maybe 110 pounds, coming at her with that, they're going to basically do the same thing and I'm 100% for it.
And here's the thing, man. Low recoil, a good capacity number of rounds to back it up if there's multiple assailants because people don't play fair. You got the accessory options. You got a blinding light you can put on there, a strobe if you needed to, right? 3 points of contact when you're aiming that thing, which means you're probably, in my opinion, more likely to hit your target. If you've got it shouldered and you're holding it with both hands and it's snug against you, you got that red dot on, you're more likely to hit your target, I would say, with the first shot than if you're whipping a gun out and trying to point it and get, your dots, your sights are all over the place and stuff. You got the adrenaline going. You're probably more likely to hit with an AR, in my opinion.
I read a statistic recently. I don't remember where I read it, but the statistic says the chance of you running away if you got a red dot on you is like 80%, opposed to when you don't, because now you're actually in the target. So, I mean, if it's used as a deterrent and then ultimately used as self-defense, great. I mean, obviously we want to use it as a deterrent, but you shine a red dot or a probing flashlight at somebody, they're going to stop them in their tracks and make them think twice.
Okay, let's just end this right now because there's going to be people that'll be complaining, well, you got to worry about over-penetration, you got to worry about the neighbors, you got to worry about the noise.
Right.
You can get around a lot of those options with a suppressor, a very, a stout, say a self-defense type subsonic round, okay? Or, whatever, frangible ammunition. I mean, it's not like we can't work. Yeah, you got to take those things in consideration. Now, me, I've got a brick house with plaster walls. Maybe there's a chance that the round would get stopped, but there's glass all over the place. I got to worry about that, and I wouldn't want to use it. I mean, unless I absolutely had to, but I'm just saying, a gun can overpenetrate too, or a pistol can overpenetrate. A pistol round, a 44 mag could go through somebody,
Absolutely. I mean, nowadays, when they say 2x4, it's really not 2x4s anymore. It's 1.5 by just under 2, right? Or 3 and 3.5 or something like that. So the thickness of the walls at that point, you should be really worrying, unless it's over your family's room. In our situation, the front door is right next to the garage, so over penetration, it would probably just go into the car.
Yeah. Or I've heard one where possibly if you can shoot up into the target, so there's a chance it would go up into the ceiling as long as there's nobody living above you, instead of if you can aim up a little bit or something like that. But I think honestly, guys, and let's be honest, if you don't have an AR-15 yet, you need to go out and get one. I don't care what caliber you have. I mean, they're so inexpensive anymore. They're the price now. They're less expensive than a good handgun.
I do. Really. I care about the caliber. You need to get a caliber. Your first AR needs to be in 5.56. Your next,
well, no, I'm just saying, if you're gonna get one, I don't care if you want an AR-9, an AR-10. Just go get one now.
Your 5.56 shoot 223.
I mean, if that video wasn't convincing enough that you can, and who knows what would have happened to that guy? Maybe those dudes would have beat him up. Maybe those dudes would have killed him. You don't know how desperate somebody is when they're desperate enough to kick in your door in an apartment complex to rob you. Then they're very irrational at that point, and they're not thinking. Maybe they want something quick, high value, and they know there's something in the house they want. But what's more important? You know, you got to think about those things. Even, I'm just saying, you need to take advantage of that and get one. Get one. Let's just be done with it right now, man. Yeah,
and not getting too far away from the actual video. If we're basing our argument on the video that we actually saw, then over penetration is irrelevant. The noise is irrelevant. The muzzle flash is irrelevant.
Absolutely.
The guy didn't have to pull the trigger. They saw the gun. They knew better. They knew they messed up, and they got out of there. And right there is the best case. Sometimes you don't have to pull that trigger. You just have to let somebody know, I have a firearm, I know how to use it, and I'm not afraid to use it. And if you try to harm me, you're going to find out how well I use it. But that guy didn't have to pull the trigger, so over-penetration is a moot point in this video. You know, it's the fact that I had the means and the necessary measures to defend myself.
And, you know, the antis love to argue with the firearm death statistics and the accidents by firearms. Well, there's one statistic that doesn't get written down that I know of, and I guess there's probably some estimates, but how many lives are saved by somebody simply pulling a firearm to defend themselves and not have to pull the trigger? Because there was no shot fire, because there was no death, it's not recorded as a DOJ statistic. So I can guarantee you there are countless numbers of times where a firearm is going to be drawn. And we've heard this before, right? I mean, and nobody had to get hurt because the person realized, like you said, they screwed up, they're gone. They turn around, they're gone. They're no longer a threat. Doesn't mean they can't come back later and do something to you, but chances are if they know there's a gun there, they're not going to waste their time, you know?
Yeah. They're
so, but I wish when you called the cops and you said, hey, I had to pull my firearm. Well, maybe that'd be a stupid thing to say, but you know, if that statistic could be recorded just for the sake of record keeping to know how many defensive pistol draws take place every year or rifle draws take place every year. So yeah, even more of a valid reason to get yourself a firearm. No argument about it.
Agreed.
And it leans right back to toxic masculinity and the case of, you know, women and protecting themselves. You know, showing that firearm and showing, hey, now we're on the same level. And I'm not afraid of you. You know, that's a real powerful thing, to being able to have that tool on you to defend yourself against a larger person, a group of people, somebody who it may be more talented at fighting than you are, or just plain old simple, a person with a black heart that doesn't mind hurting people.
Agreed. You know, it's a scary situation. I leave my house every 4 weeks, and you know, I'm out of town for, you know, a day or two, and I thoroughly, you know, when you love your children and love your family, that nervous, I can't even explain that feeling that you get. You know, make sure that everything's safe at home because you're not there. And I feel a lot safer that my wife is capable of using or utilizing both the AR-15 and the shotgun if she had to. So they're both racked in the same cabinet, and we go through a drill every time I leave. Just a small skit, but I think preparation is key, and hopefully she never has to use it. That's the key hope there. But if she has to use it, then at least she's prepared.
You know, and a good argument for those of you who might have a spouse that's not in favor of having a firearm in the house is just say, what are you going to do if somebody's trying to get in and I can't get there to you, and you know the cops aren't going to get there by the time that person kicks the door in? You got an irrational person or somebody trying to force their way in. What are you going to do? You're going to let them rape you? You're going to let them kill you? I mean, seriously, that's the argument to throw out. Well, no. Well, what are you going to do? Well, maybe we need to get you a firearm and get you trade so you can defend yourself if you have to. I mean, anybody that would disagree with that, I can't even understand a person like that. I really can't. It makes no sense to me. My friends that have gotten guns have gotten them for that sole reason, even if they're not pro 2A, whatever. Even I mean, they want a firearm to defend themselves and their family. Cool. You know what? They become gun people because of it. Sorry, Bloke. Go ahead, buddy.
No, that's okay. So when I say argument, it was not an argument. So the argument that I had with my wife not carrying consistently is that she says, well, it's safe around the neighborhood. And, when she's walking my 2-year-old son, I said, well, now you have a lot more to lose because it's not only you, it's our son. And what if you survived that and he didn't? And it triggered a light bulb, and I believe she's more apt to in carrying now, and she feels a lot more safer. So she definitely needs more training. I'm thinking about getting some classes because she doesn't like to carry with the chamber racked. And that's there's so many arguments about that.
So she likes the Israeli carry.
Yeah, and I tried to explain that she's not an Israeli, but
well, you're gonna correct when I say this, but I also Israeli carry.
Well, maybe you're an Israeli, but then again, it's
no, I'm not. I'm the furthest thing from. But the issue is, I mean, it's do you carry a gun with you or not? I mean, even if it, I know it's better to have one in the chamber, but again, I'm carrying a handgun that doesn't have a safety on it, so I feel safer having to just rack it when I need it.
Right. And again, it's a matter of preference there, I believe, in whether you want to carry chambered or not. It's also a matter of what type of firearm you carry. Say if you carry, a 42, which is striker fired, well, in order for that, that bullet to be expelled out of there, that trigger has to be pulled. It's still in a relaxed position, that spring, right?
Right. I carry a 320 compact. It has the fix, but again, I feel safer, just racking it when I need it instead of,
Sure, yeah.
Than not. And listen, there is no right or wrong way to carry a firearm. Okay, as long as you got a firearm and the magazine is loaded, you're good.
No, I disagree with you. No, I disagree. You keep one in the chamber, so that way you don't have to worry about it. When the time comes, you got to pull it and fire.
Right, and I'll tell you from a medical standpoint of view, when that flight or fright hits you, there's only two things that you're going to do. One, run or stand your ground. Usually, when you stand your ground, you're not thinking process. That usually takes out. Usually you're ready to fight, but you're not ready to rack. That's from a medical standpoint.
I'm always ready to rack.
That's from a medical standpoint of view.
That's what she said.
Yeah, unless you're in that situation, you've actually done it. There's a whole different ballpark when it comes to flight or fright response. It's a somatic response, so you're not in control of it. So basically, that's what that means. Do I believe you should rack? It's up to you. I mean, personally, I prefer to rack. If you choose not to, that's absolutely your perspective. I'm not going to say it's wrong, but in my situation, I prefer carrying it racked. And mostly, I unless I carry hammer-fired and it hopefully has a safety on it, I do prefer carrying with one in their chain.
If I'm carrying a 1911 with me, then yeah, cocked and lock it all the way. But again, it's got a system for that. Whereas, the 320 compact is not, because it's not one of those David Bowling Maryland models where, it has to have the manual safety.
Nice try. Just keep it in a Kydex holster with one in the chamber. There's nothing to worry about.
Yeah. There's nothing to worry about. It's got the fix. I don't have to worry about hammers anymore.
My P320 doesn't have a safety on it.
It's not going to. Sorry.
I was just saying my P320 doesn't have a safety on it.
But I thought it was Maryland that required manual safeties.
No,
That must have been another New England state, because I know one of the states up your way, it requires a manual safety on all handguns.
Yeah, I think that's Massachusetts or maybe Connecticut. But
it might be the
Maryland's a little bit more insidious than that. They critique each individual gun and determine with whatever features it has whether or not. So a manual safety could get passed today, and then manual safety could get failed tomorrow. It just depends on how the people feel like judging it.
Apparently we got someone out there from Atlanta. Rolis Carvelis is out there. Hey, how's it going? George Cortez is out there. Hey, George, how you doing? So, but yeah, I mean, I'm more of the opinion. I don't care how you carry your gun, as long as you're carrying a gun with ammunition. I think you're much better off than not carrying anything at all.
Yeah,
You can argue all day long, and I don't want to hear it. You can argue all day long, which method works best for you. But at the end of the day, do you have a gun and ammunition with you? If the answer is yes, you're good.
So, Nice Strike, a question for you then. And again, I'm not criticizing you. I disagree with you, but I'm not criticizing you. Is that your bedside gun, your P320?
No, the bedside gun is the 229.
And do you keep that with one of the chamber with the safety on, or what?
No, I keep that with the magazine loaded, but not one in the chamber.
So what do you do if somebody like attacks you, or you get into somebody wrestles you or something, or you get into an altercation and you don't have two hands free? What are you going to do?
I will figure that out as I go along, Travis.
Okay. Yeah, that's because I care about you and I want you to protect yourself.
Give him a big sloppy kiss.
There you go. Hey, why don't you find me over on Gun Connection? Find me over on Gun Connection. Profile name Travis P11.
I don't keep one chambered in my bedside gun, but my living situation's quite a bit different. I live right next to the street, so I can hear and see anybody that comes in my driveway, and I got 2 giant dogs that make all kinds of noise if anyone ever breathes. So by the time somebody gets their hands on, if somebody's in my house with their hands on me, it's my roommate, and I can't shoot him.
Is he on Gun Connection? Is he over on Gun Connection? He should be.
Oh, he will be. He will be.
Yeah. Give him a heads up. Nice, Rick. Can we talk about that at all, or are we going to hold off on that next week, maybe?
We'll talk a little bit about at the end, but I don't want to talk about it right now.
Oh, I'm so excited. Because I got a disclaimer for that real quick before we get into it, when we do get into it, okay?
But again, Travis, the reason why I say I don't care how people carry their guns as long as they have them is because we, as the gun community, or just people who are gun guys, period, we shouldn't tell other people how to do something. It's not our job to tell people what to do. It's our job to take care of ourselves and our family. Okay, right. That's our job.
Right. Hey, I'm not criticizing
you. I'm just saying that carry how you want to carry your firearms, but as long as you got ammunition and you've got a gun, I'm gonna give you the thumbs up because you're doing it right.
Yeah, that's the key concept. There is actually carrying. If you have your CCW, then carry. You should be carrying.
If you have a CCW and you need it in your state, great. If you don't need it in your state, hey, more power to you.
Yeah.
So with that, we're gonna move on. Travis, what was the other topic we were gonna talk about tonight?
The other one that I have, and this is not exactly new news, but there's still a major push for it. The feds, this was something that came up, I think, on an Iraqi veteran video recently. Feds demand Apple and Google hand over the names of 10,000 plus users of a GunScope app.
Oh, yeah, I read about that.
Absolutely terrifies me because I'm the kind of person that tests out a lot of apps. I do a lot with technology, just like anybody else. And, you're told that your information. It's so funny. And Eric over Iraqi Veteran made a really good point about this. The feds freak out and they put Facebook up there and they put execs from Google's up there and they grill them for hours and use our taxpayer money because they're upset about loss of privacy for citizens. But when they want the information of somebody that uses a scope app, that doesn't do anything to break the law, by the way, then they got to have that information. They got to have that privacy. They need that user's name, their IP address, the MAC address on the device that downloaded the app. They want that person's, it's completely hypocritical. Like they sit there and I watch them criticize, whatever's from Facebook, right? Saying, hey, what are you going to do to protect Americans' identities and this and that? Well, we're trying this and that, but there's breaches. But then, again, in the name of national security, right, in quotes here, they want to know who down. And I didn't download this GunScope app, and I'm glad I did. But all it does is it lets you see through your scope what on your phone. Hey, you could do something nefarious with it, but you could also do a lot of other bad things too, right? You could drop a cinder block on a truck and run it into a group of people in front of the Washington Monument, and not have to be there to do it, right?
Right.
And and here they're saying, well, what if somebody gets that scope app and they remotely set up a rifle and they shoot at somebody? We're not going to know who's doing it.
You can't remotely set up a rifle like that. It requires a bit more than just that.
Oh, I know.
Did you see the guy? Did you guys see that? This was a little while ago, but did you guys ever see that kid who put installed a firearm on a drone and was shooting it from a drone?
Yeah, I saw that. It was hilarious.
He got in big trouble, but so technically, I mean, I guess you could.
He got in trouble because he did a video on it.
Yeah, but technically, you could set it up, right, with the scope and everything, visual monitor. Likely, probably not, but you could do that.
You wouldn't want to do it, but you could set it up.
Right.
Yeah. But I'm just saying it's kind of scary that now 10,000 people could get a phone call from the Department of Justice. And here's what scares me even more. Okay, I've downloaded that app, and I got a whole history of tactical videos I've been watching on YouTube because I'm a gun guy, right? I've been looking at firearms, looking at long-range rifles, looking at optics because I'm an enthusiast. I have absolutely no desire whatsoever to hurt an individual, all right? Unless my life is threatened. They start to kind of get their little school of thought going here. And again, this is all, tinfoil hat conspiracy here. But then you're getting phone calls from the DOJ. Hey, we want to talk to you a little bit about your internet visits and your internet history and these scopes you're looking at and this app that you downloaded recently.
Right.
And, you were looking at maps of Washington, D.C. Well, maybe you were going to go to D.C. that summer for a trip. You're just going to go, right? Or like anybody else, you want to go see the monuments, right? You were focusing in on this area. Why were you doing that? And then now it's up to you to try to prove that you're not somebody who's bad. And because they found out that because they got your information, not that they might not already know that now, because, NSA probably knows everything about us anyway, where we've gone and what we do and who we talk to, et cetera. But I don't know. I'm just thinking that's a little scary to think that 10,000 people could potentially get a phone call from the government,
Right.
Well, I would ask them the first reason is, I use it. What's the problem? What crime did I commit? That's what I would say.
Well, and they're trying to, pull it off under the ITAR rules for exporting weapons components in foreign countries. There may have been scopes that were shipped with copies of this app for people to use when they get the scope, which would violate the regulations. And you have to know about that. When you buy like a Magpul item, it'll say that this item cannot be exported or sold to a foreign country,
Sure.
Now without federal authorization and whatever.
But it comes down to the point of, what American who just bought it to have it shipped to their house violated ITAR? How are they violating ITAR by buying something
not them
from a company?
No, people that are exporting illegally to other countries. And I get that. If they don't go after those 3 or 4 people, okay, but do you really need... So I'll be kind of curious to see what happens with those users, if they get a visit or a phone call or if anything happens at all. They probably won't, because they could look at, their shipping records and stuff like that, and then their credit cards and debit cards that are linked to purchases they made at the post office and FedEx and stuff, and see if they exported anything. But yeah. So anyway, that was the other topic that I had. That's a little scary to think that they want our private information.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, a little bit freaky, man.
Just, I'd probably just delete it,
Yeah, and you could, and it wouldn't be on the phone, and then you can say, "Well, I deleted it 6 months ago," and they could look at your record, and they can say, "Oh yeah, okay, well, that's fine,"
Yeah. Then again, you can ask them, "Why are you contacting me?"
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's against the law. Well, it's against my right to privacy. Why are you digging into my personal information, of which I do nothing wrong? I have not broken any laws, so forth. Why are you prying into my personal life?
No, that's what I would say. I say this is
why are you breaking the right to privacy?
Correct. Now that I'm a citizen of the United States, I could be a little bit more cocky with them and probably say that. But then again, I probably wouldn't. I'd probably say, I'm not doing anything wrong. So.
Wait, you said you're going to act a little more cockney?
No, cockney.
Really? That's how you're going to get on us now? Now you're really going to flaunt it? No, I'm just messing with you. All right.
Right. That's not a knife.
That's a knife. Well, you say that, Governor.
What was it?
I gotta quit watching Downton Abbey. I gotta quit watching Downton Abbey. It's bad for me.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, you do. The First Amendment protects the privacy of beliefs. Okay, the Third Amendment protects the privacy of the home against the use of it for housing soldiers. The Fourth Amendment protects protects privacy against unreasonable searches. The Fifth protects against self-incrimination, which in turn protects the privacy of personal information. The Ninth Amendment says that the enumeration in the Constitution of certain rights shall not be construed to deny or disparage other rights retained by the people. This has been interpreted as justification for broadly reading the Bill of Rights to protect privacy in ways not specifically provided in the first 8 amendments. Now, but the issue is, the fact is, there is a right to privacy. Yes, it's in several amendments, but again, you have a right to privacy, and the government going and doing this and calling people up and asking them about any of their scopes, whether they downloaded the app and tried it out and decided they didn't want it or not, or use it to, help their eyes that are failing them, it does not matter, because they have a right to privacy. They have a right to do whatever the hell they want with that app, as long as they're not breaking the law. And if the government goes and bugs you, if you're not breaking the law, then there's a problem.
Agreed.
The government should not be bothering you unless you broke the law. Period.
Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
But that doesn't mean they're not going to bother you.
Remember, the people they're trying to get information of, I bet you 10 to 1, most of those people did nothing wrong, have done nothing wrong, and the issue is that they are trying to point out that those people are guilty until proven innocent, which that's not how it works in America. You're innocent until proven guilty. So that's why I take major issue with that whole scope situation. It breaks so many laws, it's not funny.
Agreed.
Well, what'll be real interesting to see, how they get that information, if they're going to get that information. Are they going to threaten those companies? Are they going to bring them back up again and accuse them of privacy violations? They're going to say, well, if you don't give us that information, we're going to have to go public about this or that, or your latest data breach, or, Yeah,
they would have to go get obviously it's private company, so they're going to have to get a court order. Generally companies don't just give out their information because that's.
I'm tempted to file a Freedom of Information Act on this investigation.
Okay, are you an app holder?
No, but the issue is, who says they're just going to go after this app?
I would be more into trying.
Watch out, chat, fellow chatters out there on YouTube. Mr. Jixer's here with his cigarette and his alien face.
Oh, that's pretty. What I want to really go for is Facebook, YouTube, and Google, because they don't allow us to advertise on their platforms, and I think that's a violation. I know it's a private platform, but I think it's a violation of freedom of speech there. That's what I'm more interested in. Why can't we go ahead and publicly advertise our channels? That, to me, that's very frustrating.
Right. And I'm working on something. I'm working on something with GunTube to where maybe users could, pay a certain amount of money a month to advertise their channel in a certain spot on the front page. And it would cycle every time you load the page, it'll cycle somebody different. I'm working on that. It's a proof of concept right now. I haven't got that any of the code figured out. I'm working with someone on that. It's a long ways away, but it's something that might be an idea for other companies that are doing video websites like GunTube to do, because yeah, sure, you're gonna have to have advertisement from corporations and whatnot, but why not have advertisements for users and their channels too? Because make it so that nobody stays up there all the time. Make it so it cycles through everyone who advertises. So every time you load the page, it's somebody different, right?
Yeah.
In my opinion, that would be more interesting than half the crap they post at the front page of YouTube, anyways.
Here's the problem that most, like you said before, that YouTube is dominating the industry. They're monopolizing it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, in order for channels to grow as large as like these larger channels, or even close to anything of these channels, they have to be on YouTube at this current moment. But we can, or any other ones, but we're not allowed to create an advertisement generating people to come to our YouTube channel. I think that's just terrible. I mean, your idea is fantastic. I'm a huge supporter of GunTube. I think it's a phenomenon. That's why I support it.
I'm working on getting the new software set up, and I'm going to let everyone know this right now, that once I get the new software, I may have to back everything up and put GunTube and even the chamber for a little while on extended downtime while I get the new software set up, because it's different than what we're using. I'm switching over entirely to a new software. I'm going to have to convert user accounts and everything in videos. So I'm backing everything up. So if I have to just re-upload everyone's videos, or again like that, then that's what I'm going to have to do. But the issue is, I want to use this new software because it helps me manage GunTube better. It also adds in support for some of that monetization stuff too, so that I could actually get advertisements from companies and whatnot, and actually have a system set up for it. That's why I'm switching to the software. Yes, it is proprietary. I don't like that, but again, you're never going to like everything ever. So, you do what you can with what you got.
Agreed.
So
right on, man.
So I'm just letting everyone know that updates are coming on GunTube. It's just I wasn't sure if I had enough capital left after taking care of all the shipping and taking care of the chamber stuff to get the software. I ran the numbers. I got a promotion code yesterday, and I can get the software. So I'm happy. It's just in order to set this up, it's going to take a few days. So when I'm ready to start doing that, I'm going to make an announcement on my channel on YouTube. I'm going to make an announcement on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and everywhere else on the GunTube YouTube channel. Let everyone know that it's extended maintenance, and it may be a few days for me to get everything set up on the new system, because we're going to switch gears. So I'm working on that right now.
GunTube is evolving.
It is evolving.
Yeah, good stuff, man.
One question I'd like to ask is, Night Strike, are you maintaining your beard?
Well, yes, I am.
I like it. I like it a lot.
So Night Strike, is it because you've got a profile pic you're going to be posting here for people to see somewhere special?
I've already posted one on there. So you just haven't.
So page. When are we going to let people know about this fantastic opportunity to get to know one another?
So you can see I shaved off 5 o'clock. All right. So last night on what was it? Caliber Corner, Travis and Scribload came up with an idea. Travis, would you like to tell us what that idea was?
Well, there's a lot of those Match.com websites out there, and farmers seeking farmers, and momswantsomeaction.com. Well, we were looking for kind of something for that Pro 2A crowd. We need a place where common-minded people can go to meet one another. Because if you think about it, wouldn't it be so much easier to start a relationship with somebody if you could already have an agreement on the Second Amendment guns right out of the box? Because somebody who's going to go to Farmers Only, they're going to be looking for somebody that's into the farmer life and be down the prairie and stuff like that. And somebody who's into whatever, AmishActresses.com, they're going to go get that kind of thing. But when it comes to the 2A, you could really eliminate a lot of the snags you run into in a relationship if you go out there and meet somebody that's also into guns just like you. So yeah, this is growing right now. So that's when the name was what we came up with a bunch of different names, and GunConnection.net was born, right?
Yeah.
And we're serious. You could use it to play around, but we are absolutely serious about this.
You can use it to play around. I mean, there's only 3 people signed up on the site, only 3. So,
hey,
disclosure.
We are
that.
Yeah,
we
are guinea
now,
pigs. All right. I'm on there. I'm not looking for anybody. I already told my wife that I'm on there. She's cool. All right. I told her I'm just doing it to play around with the features so I can mess it up, so Nice Rick can learn how to fix it so other people don't mess it up. All right. But I'm not interested, David. All right. I'm just saying right now. Kingpin. All right. I'm not interested. So, yeah. So if you see me male seeking female.
As Squib and Travis P11 were joking about it, I went to my favorite domain registrar, and I said, "Well, is .com available? $10,000. No, I don't want to pay $10,000 for it. Is .net available? Oh, hell yes, it's available. So, all right, so
$9.95. There you go. So if you're seeking people, yep.
I went and set it up. I put it on the 2A web hosting, a company that I've got set up. And so, yeah, well, we'll see where that goes. If people use it, great. If you don't want to use it, you don't have to. But it was semi a joke. But let's run
it's
with
real. People are using it. It's real. I'm already getting hit up left and right, and I'm not even out in the market right now. It does work, people. It does work, and I don't even have a beard. And so what we want to have that personality inventory that you take, and then it will hopefully assign you a caliber designation, and then you can find other people in your caliber category. So maybe you're kind of maybe you're more of a 45 ACP person, or you're looking for that exotic lady. She'd be under the 5.7 category. Or you're into that full-on, full-bore, full personality 357 mag type of gal or guy. You're gonna be there. Maybe you want somebody who's just kind of buff and kind of a meathead. We've got the slug category, the shotgun slug category. So you'll be assigned. Okay, if you're timid, if you're tepid, if you're the point of personal privilege person, you might be assigned 22 short. And that's okay. Yeah. That's okay.
Dixon,
right?
that's Never Enough Ammo's other domain name.
Yep.
Desktop.net.
If you're really shy, you might be 22 Colibri, right? We don't know. There's a lot of possibility there, guys. Yeah.
Wow.
I love it.
Colibri.
22 colibri. It's a Spanish word. It's a type of hummingbird, by the way.
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
But bro, I gotta bail, man.
All right, so you're going over to
all right.
Yeah,
I got to go over get off my lawn.
Travis, give us your outro.
Check out my channel, Travis P11. Get over to GunConnection.net. Meet that someone special. Get out there right now, people. Get out there and meet people. Whoever you're looking for, whatever you're looking for, it can be found at GunConnection.net, and it's free right now. It's free, right?
It is free.
Check it out. Yeah, make sure you subscribe to everybody on this panel and get out there and. Make sure you guys check out Get Off My Lawn over there on Sandhill Shooters channel this evening, and we'll be good to go, man. Appreciate the invite, brother.
Yeah. All right. We'll see you later, Travis.
Thanks, man.
All right. Kingpin.
Well, Kingpin, you guys take care.
See you, Travis. Thanks for having me, Nice Strike.
Later.
Good times, and appreciate you doing it always.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for showing up. Bloke.
Hey. So thanks for the invite. I want to say publicly thank you for everybody who signed up. We had an amazing sign up. They're all together in the last 24 hours. There an essence of 43 people which signed up, which is fantastic. Really helped this individual out and their family. If you need to check out who I am, you know who I am. Go to my YouTube channel. Blokes2cents.com is my website, and you can deviate or go through there and find me on all the other channels. So appreciate the invite, Night Strike. Always supporting your cause, and everybody sign up for gunconnection.net. Find your true love.
Oh God, this is gonna be one recurring joke after the number, but whatever. Guys, check out GunTube.org. Check out Patreon.com/GunTube. Check out PayPal.me/GunTube. Check out NightStrike.com. Tomorrow, I promise that I'm doing this tomorrow. I'm uploading a video for the 1,000 subscribers giveaway. I'm also uploading, where you can go to find the entry for that, to set that up so it's all across the board, and we'll set that up tomorrow. So we'll do go live tomorrow, in the earlier afternoon to let everybody know. So there we go. But we're doing it. It's happening. I'm making good on my promises. I'm getting everything done. Thank you guys for your support. Thank you for listening. Thanks for hanging out. Bloke, do you have anything else you'd like to say?
Yeah, one more thing. Sorry about that. So the giveaway is tomorrow at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time on YouTube, and I will be using the GunTube platform chamber. GunTube chamber. So stay tuned for that for tomorrow. Some lucky winner is going to win the MOD9 suppressor. The tax stamp is paid for, and you get a Class 3 bulletproof vest from Scar Armory, which happens to be an extra small.
I really want to win.
Good luck, all.
All right, guys. Thank you all for listening. This was Hit or Miss. So, what's your tagline?
Shake and bake.
Shake and bake.
Shake and bake.
Kingston, what's your tagline?
I think that's British for "shall not be infringed."
Yes, it is.
Shall not be infringed.
Shake and bake.
Now, how do I turn this damn thing off? Here we go. All right. We'll see everyone. We'll see y'all later.